Friday, January 10th, 2014. If we want to win against our monetary enslavement, you have to have a bank run. That is the quintessential act of the public. It doesn't take a group, it doesn't take a protest, it doesn't take organization. All it takes is people coming to the realization that what they believe is wealth, what they believe is their savings, what they believe is their investments, is an entire big smoke and mirrors show. Even the little green pieces of paper they hope to get if they were to go to the bank, when they are going to go to the bank. The little green pieces of paper they think that they're entitled to do not exist. There's no way to print them all. We're going to have some very large amounts of zeros on some of these bills to settle some of this stuff. The average guy doesn't have any money left. It's all been sucked up through interest payments. What little bit of money he has left, you have to leverage that against them. The only way to leverage what little bit you have is to attack their vault cash. Go in there and withdraw your money. And with that, that's how you get diversified into what else you want to get into. Have a little Bitcoin. Buy a tenth of a Bitcoin. 1/10. Costs you about $80 right now. $85. But get you a tenth of a Bitcoin just to have an exposure. Get a wallet generated over a blockchain.info. Because this is overstocked. They stuck 30 people in a room and did it in a week. They are now, I checked the website before I got on this thing, they have a Bitcoin button. It'll only be a matter of weeks. I would say you could measure this time frame in weeks before Amazon and eBay take on Bitcoin too. And when that happens, watch out. A tenth of a Bitcoin is all you're going to need. You got to remember, most of the Bitcoin in the last several weeks, as far as I've been able to track on Fiat Leak, has been bought up with yuan. So, once that Bitcoin goes over to China, we actually have to produce something for them to want to sell their Bitcoin, or trade their Bitcoin back. Those people are not going to be selling their Bitcoin, at least for our fiat. I think that we could actually see a big change, a big shift in which exchange is priced which way between the BTC China and Bitstamp and Mt. Gox is kind of an anomaly, but Bitstamp and BTC-E, they run pretty close right now. And they fluctuate up and down against Bitcoin China, but I think we could actually see where there's like an arbitrage. And my other question, the other thing I was thinking, is in Fiat Leak, the dollars that are being represented and withdrawn in US dollars, how many of that is Chinese people that are holding dollars that are buying Bitcoin? I think the majority of people that are in the United States that know a bit about Bitcoin already own their Bitcoin. They're not looking to really buy right now. And so, if the dollar's being, and here I go on the whole damn Bitcoin thing, I wasn't even starting off talking about that. You gotta leverage your what little bit of money you got, and the only way to do that is take it out, get you a little bit of Bitcoin, and get you some silver. Have 100 pounds of beans and 50 pounds, or 100 pounds of rice and 50 pounds of beans, um, and some seed. If every American were to do that, if every American were to go out and just say take half of their savings, it wouldn't even take that to bust the banks. Remember, 2%, 3, 4, 5% of the people going and pulling their money out, psh, it's over. And it's all going to be stolen. It's all just sitting there, like it's like shooting fish in a barrel. Uh, Everything that everybody's worked for, all ones and zeros on computers, and infinitely inflatable. See, that's the difference between the Bitcoin. You know, of course, everybody sees the difference with the silver and gold. But the thing that makes Bitcoin so unique is that I don't have to rely on that bank. And those ones and zeros that I have are precious code that is limited, and cannot be counterfeited, cannot be inflated. The words mean the same thing to me: inflation, counterfeiting. So that's how we do it, people. We don't have to go to war with anybody. We don't have to get upset or mad because those people just go away. The people enforcing all of these laws, they'll realize that their little green pieces of paper aren't working anymore, and so why am I doing that job that the guy who was paying these little green pieces of paper was telling me to do? Well, I can't. I'm not going to work for him anymore because his little green pieces of paper don't work. Nobody wants them. So the people in charge just need to go away. Just go away. Spare yourselves, because if you continue to try to act like you're in charge after this, that's when it's going to get bad. That's when you're going to finally piss people off. And you know, frankly, you shouldn't be worried about the prepper, you know, the people preparing that know about all this. You shouldn't worry about people like me. You know, we're going to take care of ourselves. We're not coming after you. We don't care. We're set. We're done with you. You know, you should be prepared about the people that are around you every day, that have relied on you. The government workers and the police and the paramedics and the firemen, and all the state and federal employees, all the people that work at the DMV, when all these people that were promised all this stuff, and then now they're going to, they find out that it was all a lie. Don't be worried about us, folks. You need to be worried about the ones that you made the promises to. And you know, I guess that's maybe why I never saw any kind of enticement to try to go work for government at any point in my life, because, well, other than when I was in the Marine Corps. Boy, was I... Hey, that's a whole nother story. Part of the learning process. But, you know, once you look at the numbers, you realize they can promise me whatever pension, whatever benefits they want. They're not going to be able to deliver it. The only way they're going to be able to deliver it is if they steal all of my neighbors' homes and sell them to Chinese people. That cannot end well, and that's what's happening. So it's time for a bank run. That's the way we end this crap, and we can do it at any time. Do a bank run, grab you a couple rolls of silver dimes, maybe a silver eagle or two. It's not going to take much. There's not that much available. 10% of the population doing this would just blow everything to smithereens. We don't need 45 or we don't need 51% of the voting booths. We need 10% to move their money and their currency, their zeros and ones, and that's all it takes. The thing that they fear the most is the bank run, because then that exposes the problem for what it is. But since we're probably not going to have a bank run, we're going to wait around for the false flag, and then they'll bring the banks down and steal everybody's everything and blame whatever the false flag having to do with on, that's why we lost everything. Some cyber attack from Iran or some trash garbage. Whatever. Point is, now is the time. Now is the time. All right.